hello. Welcome to tonight's show. I'm joined by Josh and Eddie. Let me get this right. Myths and mysteries in black and white, for obvious reasons. So welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on. It's been a long time since I've seen you both. About 2 days and about a week and a half. How's it going with you two? How's everything down in the on the east?
Very, very good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How's the podcast going? Because we didn't get to talk about that the other day.
No. Well, it's at the minute, because of Monster Squad kicking off and everything, I wouldn't say it took a back burner, but it's just been a lot more difficult to have time for me and Josh to actually get together and do the podcast.
Yeah.
But don't worry, we're still about.
yeah. It's not going anywhere.
No, it's still our baby.
No.
Yeah. So, how many episodes have you guys got out? Do you know?
That's because Josh scored.
I think podcast episodes itself I think it's around the 65, 66 mark, something along them lines. But we've got multiple episodes on like the podcast and a podcast channel and the YouTube channel itself, because we do the podcast. We have a reactions series. We have a series called On the Hunt, where we talk about certain things that we mainly want to talk about that's not necessarily podcast related, or stuff that's currently going on worldwide, so to speak.
So like current affairs.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, say, I don't know, like I mean, for me personally, if like a recent sighting of a Bigfoot or a Nessie or something like that, then we analyze what it is, what it could be, and go from there.
Yeah,
right, cool. So how are you finding it? Do you do them pre-recorded or do you do them live?
No, pre-recorded.
Yeah,
thank God.
Yeah, if we'd done them live, we'd be cancelled straight away.
That bad or that good, should I say?
Wow, it's
person's narrative.
Really. So after, because obviously it was down in Cannock or up in Cannock, as the case may be.
Yeah.
After you did all the filming, did you get like a paranormal hangover, so to speak?
Kinda. The next 2 days after we came back, I was just crashed out.
Yeah.
It was difficult to do anything, but at the same time, I felt really pumped. It's quite a weird sensation. Like, I'd get out of bed and it'd be like dragging myself along, but then all of a sudden I'd just get like the wave of adrenaline from like what we experienced, what we done, and everything, and it just pumped me even more. So then I'll get like mad into my research and stuff like that. So it was it's a weird sensation.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So is that first time you've been to Cannock?
Yes.
What did you think of it? How did you find it?
I mean, go on, Josh.
Yeah, firstly, it was like I didn't know what to experience and all that, or what to expect even, because obviously out of the two of us, Ed is the more cryptozoology side of things. So I basically just went in there with theoretically an open mind of, if we see something, we see something. If we don't, we don't.
Yeah.
But then experience it. First thing that hit my mind was I didn't realize how big it actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah, like some of the...
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we went to a handful of locations and barely even scratched the surface. Yeah. So for the things we did experience, it was a case of, if we've seen that in these small little remote areas, what's in that big area over there, so to speak?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because there'll be a few places that you didn't even get to see or anything.
Oh, no.
No, because you didn't go down to the Stepping Stones, did you? That place in, I think it's Bracton.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
There's all areas. But until you've been or someone's shown you, everywhere. Gosh, it looks the same. You could be in
Yeah.
one bit, you're walking around, and you think it's another part that you've been to before, like I did. And I was like, it was about an hour and a half into it. It's like, oh, I've not been here before.
Yeah.
Because to be fair though,
it's like, whoa.
Because to be fair though, you could spend a week, like especially like at the castle ring and the woods surrounding it.
Yeah,
like, you could spend a whole week just there because the forest seems to be so vast around that area.
Yeah, because of how dense it is, and it's on.
Yeah,
as you come up to the main visitors centre, it's on both sides. Well, it's like any part of it. It's on both sides of the road.
yeah.
It's not just you drive up and it's on one side. Like a lot of places are like that, but this, it's like it's here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Like we was driving about, we was thinking, well, we could go there, we could go here. So yeah, we're definitely, like, as Monsters gone, we're definitely thinking of going back.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I'm supposed to be meeting Ben because he wants to do some bit more footage and he wants me to send that data over to him.
Yeah,
but it's fair looking at like beginning to mid-December.
Yeah,
that's the earliest I'm going to be able to get back there. So if you guys are up for it, and I can show you that other place.
Yeah,
let's say it's just try to get time, like just get round to do it. It's not even that. It's just being able to get out there as well.
Yeah.
Like I've got a 7-month-old little boy, so work around him.
Yeah.
You always bring him, start him off young.
Yeah, I know. His mum's not too keen on that just yet to be paid for monsters, but you know.
So, the title of your show. Just I'll come back to Canuck in a bit. Myths and Mysteries.
Yeah.
So, what is the strangest thing you've covered? And it's like, because I'm presuming you do the research beforehand. And you think, we'll cover this or we'll do that. Have you thought this is the most bizarre thing we've ever had to do, but we'll do it anyway?
Well, the format with us is like 1 week it'll be a topic of my choice, and I do the research and get the notes and everything and read it out, and then Josh replies to it, and then the next vice versa. So, because like Josh said, my thing is mainly cryptozoology and monsters and stuff, whereas Josh is more into conspiracies and stuff what ain't quite right with the order of humanity kind of thing. So so we differ is that, but then also we've both got a love for the paranormal, for UFOs and stuff like that. So then we kind of collab are doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. But I don't know. I think
off the top of my head, I've gone clueless.
Sorry.
You're right.
I'd say the most bizarre thing I've covered. Well, it's not even. It's because it's so well known. It don't feel bizarre, but it is, and it is probably the Mothman or something.
That's my favourite cryptid.
Yeah, because it's just so out there, isn't it? It's just so mental, the thought of it, being a harbinger of doom. It's just, it's mental.
Yeah. But there's been not so much Mothman, Owlman sightings around Canuck. They've been the ones down in Cornwall. Can't even pronounce the place, even if I could remember it in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
And apparently there's been a lot more recent sightings of Mothman over in the US. Apparently, but I've not heard or seen anything, so I don't know how true that is, or if it's just people getting the
keeping
myth.
it alive.
Keeping it going.
Yeah, so. It's because I've heard. I think I've mentioned it in the Mothman episode, and when we interviewed, I can't remember who it was, Jonathan Downs. Crypticon. Because there was reports of Mothman at Chernobyl. There was reports of Mothman just before 9/11 and before the Boston bombings. So it just seems like wherever a tragedy happens, Mothman seems to be about. So, but it just seems so bizarre, how it just knows or how it brings it on, or like it. Yeah, that just goes into a
That's my next question then. So, do you think it's there to warn people that something's going to happen, or do you think it's a cause of the incident?
Well, if I go back to like the original, like the Westport, Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Sorry.
Yeah.
That just seems like just a mad coincidence. Like, because it was seen throughout a whole year before the Silver Bridge collapse, and it just seems like it just seems such a coincidence. And like the saying, like, oh well, you didn't see it afterwards, but say it's an animal, and that bridge has gone down, that scared everything out of the way. So if you treat it as an animal, that's hightailed it right out of there, because it's just, you hear a big bang and a splash, you think I ain't hanging about to see this. So.
No.
But the others, I don't know.
Josh,
I'm not sure.
Sorry.
Yeah, I tend to agree with Ed. I feel like it is just pure coincidence. I mean, if it was to happen literally like a day before, or even like an hour before or something, and it was there, it's like heads up. Do you know what I mean? Then it'd be different. But a whole year in advance, it's just. Anything could have happened in that year, and people can easily just point it and go, well, that was a sign. It's like, no, it was just there. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Oh, yeah, because it's like them kids that were in the car, them four late teens, it was chasing them when there's around the TNT area. And they said they were doing...
Was it 100 miles an hour, wasn't it?
No, like 100 kilometres an hour or whatever, and there's booting it. You wouldn't admit to that because the police are going to be knocking on your door just for that anyway. But
then as well saying like this big winged red-eyed creature was chasing us as well. You just ask it to be put
like
away
shut up before you lose your license.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's like they were the only one. I think because I've read that book so many times, but I still can never remember everything in it. Were they the only ones that seen it in the TNT area?
No, I believe there was. I think there was another couple that saw it like launch, not like launch off, but like set off.
Yeah.
And they saw it and was a bit spooked by it. But I think the ones like them four in the car is probably the most famous sighting.
Yeah.
Of Mothman in general. So.
But do you not think the whole thing of that, like with Indrid Cold and the Men in Black showing up at the newspaper office and everything else that was going on, and the clicking and the tapping on the reporter's phone and John Keel's phone and everything, it was all going on over this, like, was it 2-year period? I think it was 2-3 years in total.
Yeah. I think because Indrid Cold, or the Smiling Man, has been seen no end, and it always seems to be linked with the Men in Black in some way, shape, or form. So I don't know if because he's a real like what's the word? Like he just seems I can't think of the word. Like he's like mythical in a sense. Do you know what I mean? Like he's like 1 minute there and 1 minute gone. Like I don't know. And the Men in Black, like I don't know.
Yeah, but the thing with that Indrid Cole was when he was cutting across that field, and his shoes should have been caked in mud. It's like coming up to it was middle of winter, wasn't it? Pretty much. Oh no, it wasn't yours. It's like 3-4 weeks before the bridge collapse. Sorry, I'm getting it completely wrong. And his boots should have been covered in mud and crap and everything. And when he's knocking on the door, one of the first things that they noticed was how clean and shiny they still were.
Yeah.
Like it didn't even touch him.
But could that be just making a legend out of it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's what I mean, because I never like,
isn't it?
Yeah, because I never disprove someone, because if they've literally seen it, I can't say if they have or they haven't because I was not there. But at the same time, it just seems so like bizarre and out there that I've got to have that little bit of skepticism, like thinking like, did it happen though? Like, are you sure you actually looked at his shoes, or was you just too busy seeing his pearly whites because he was always smiling?
Well, that's the thing. Did it happen how they say? It's like, say it did happen, but when a lot of people, when they're telling stories, they kind of over exaggerate what actually happened. They don't stick to it's like they want to make it sound more exciting than what it actually was.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Or even like,
as if, sorry, go on.
Yeah, even like on the more logical side of it as well. You see it throughout history, with regardless of any sort of event or anything like that. If somebody's experienced it, their mind sometimes goes into like a fog type of thing. So they almost they know parts of the story, so you know like the beginning and the end, and your mind tries and works out what happened, and it sort of like fills in the gap, so to speak. So whatever your mind's thinking has happened could be the polar opposite of what actually happened.
Yeah, completely get that. It's like when you're kids and it's like you're telling a story and you want to impress your mates, don't you? So you make it sound more exciting than what it is.
Yeah.
But it's like when I've had encounters in that, it's like there's no point doing that. Because when you're going to get found out, stick to the truth, because as well with that, you're being genuine to everyone, and if anyone else has had a similar encounter, it's more relatable. So, sorry, one second. Just want to let people know that Nicole's had to go because her daughter's not well. She's got an abscess on her tooth, so she's got to go and take her to the urgent care centre. They've just rang her, so that's why she had to shoot off.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah, so she's not been abducted or anything. Well, she might have been. I don't know. Depends if she comes back. But no, she's got to go and take her daughter to walking centre and get treatment started for it. So that's why she's not here. I was going to write that. I thought, it's easy to say it. But it's like, but some of the accounts and that I've had, it's like I was telling you about that Anubis one at King's Lynn. It was for me, it was the crappiest dogman story or encounter I've ever heard. And I was quite gutted that it wasn't. Well, I'm kind of glad, but I was gutted that it wasn't a big werewolf type thing chasing me through the woods and I'm screaming for my life. You're like, it's something out of a movie. And it was there. We seen each other, then it wasn't there, and I'm like, oh, what just happened? And that was it. It happened that quick.
But that's got an eeriness to it, like how say it's an animal, and you was able to see it, and then it was able to hide itself just quick as that.
Yeah,
like, and that was on a road. And you was in a vehicle going.
11 o'clock in the morning. It's a Tuesday.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It was broad daylight, and it was able to do that in broad daylight. What could it do in the night?
Yeah. Or even how many more are there? Because I'm not convinced that there's just going to be one's going to turn up on its own. It's like with Bigfoot, like with wood knocks, whether they use wood to do it, whether it's like the clicking of the tongue, which a lot of people now believe it's some sort of vocal noise. There's going to be more than one, because you're not going to go out there on your own. I know we do sometimes because we're stupid and we don't really know what we're doing. But it's like 95% of the time we go out in groups, at least 2 or 3 of you, just in case
something happens.
Just falling over, like going over a branch and twisting your ankle, or do you know what I mean? Stepping in a pothole or something. It's easy done.
Yeah.
So just for safety reasons, if nothing else. But surely there's got to be at least 2, maybe 3, even more.
Well, yeah, because there is theories that they're in a unit, like a family unit.
Yeah.
And they have like roles, like usually like say like adolescent males, like the watchers. They're like the scouts, or say.
Yeah.
They're the ones that you're more likely to see because they're the ones that are looking for you. You know what I mean? Like they're looking for predators and stuff, so they're the ones you're going to see. Whereas like Because I mean, I know like a couple of years ago there was the picture of the mother Bigfoot with the baby crossing the river, but like how often has that been documented? Like a child Bigfoot, say.
Yeah.
So when you see a lot of sightings and everything of a Bigfoot, it's usually like they try to say it's a male, apart from Patty, which is the most famous one. That was a female, but so a lot of them are like mainly seen as male. Could they all be like scouts or watchers, whatever you would like to call them, that are there to make sure you're keeping away from their family unit?
Yeah, like a distraction. A bit
Yeah,
like what the
pretty
government,
much. Yeah,
like
pretty
what the
much.
government do. Don't look over there. Don't look at all that shit that's going on over there. You come and watch this boring stuff. We'll distract you for 10 minutes while we go and do what we need to do. Then you can go back and get
Bang on.
wiser.
Bang on.
That's how it. Yeah, but that's how it is, though, and it's just the thought of if you see something. I don't think people's initial thought is there's at least 2 or 3 others here as well. That would be more scary, I think.
Oh, yeah.
To get that far at that moment when you're having that encounter.
Yeah, no. That would be a bit bad.
Yeah.
So where in the UK have you guys not been to that is like top of the bucket list?
I mean, well, I've been there, but not to hunt. Would be Loch Ness.
Yeah, I'd say so. I'd agree.
Because like I've had an obsession with Nessie since I was a little boy, so I've got to go back. I've got to go back. I mean, I went there, and that's actually where I got engaged to my now wife. So it's already got a special place in my heart. But like, I'd rather go back there to hunt.
See, you've done the sentimental stuff. Now I want them on.
I've got the wife. Now I just need to get the Nessie.
Exactly.
But exactly. Like when I went up to Loch Ness and we were staying at Fort William for a week. We'd rented a house out and that, so we drove up to Inverness day after Boxing Day. And even though we'd gone out as like a family unit for the day, I was still there, like looking and. As we're doing all that, because we went into Urquhart Castle, it was shut, and it's only 5 bar gate, and everyone stood there like, "Oh, you can't go in, it's closed." I'm like, "Okay." I just climbed over the fence and walked in. Turned around, there's about 30 people following me. I thought, if you don't get done, do not be blaming that on me. And you literally just climb over the gate and you're there. It's like, we're just having a look round. That was all.
Yeah.
It's just like the visitors centre, that bit under the tunnel that goes under the road.
Yeah.
Shut. But I'm having a look round and climbing up onto turrets and looking into the Loch Ness.
Yeah,
didn't see anything. Didn't expect to see anything, but you don't look. You're not going to know, are you?
Mm-hmm. Nah, but in them steps like real steep at Kirk Castle. Look, I remember going up. Yeah,
in the castle. Yeah, like that. Actually 90 degrees.
And honestly, going back down on my
you feel like
thighs,
you're tipping.
Yeah, my thighs, they were burning. Like I was cramping up and everything. I thought, I've got to work on myself here. Like, because I thought I was going to keel over.
Yeah. But it was worth it. It was worth it to go out for the day because like I said, we drove up. We actually got to the visitors centre and these 2 old ladies in the shop. It looks like the shop has no one's been in it since like the 1970s. They had like 6 things on the shelves and on display, like bags of rock and sweets and all Nessie, like memorabilia and all that. Mm-hmm. And then you've got the big plastic model of the one on the outside in the car park. And that's the thing, the car park, you can only get like 8 cars in it.
Yeah, I know, it's tiny, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like the amount of people that are going to be going and visiting, how are they going to get there? Where are they going to park? Because you can't park on the road because it's all
main road, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got rock face on one side and lake on the other.
But no, I agree. We were lucky to get a space there, to be fair. But no, it's just nice to go around and, like you said, because we had a log. Well, it weren't a log cabin. It was but a cabin of sort on the lock. And I spent like 90% of the time just sitting outside, just watching. You know, spent a bit of time with her. You know what I mean? But like, because we went on a holiday.
Well, you sit there, you get her to sit opposite, and you look just over her shoulder into the left. You pretend you're paying attention.
Yeah. She started wondering why I was bringing a telescope and stuff like that. Yeah. There, but I was like, don't worry about that.
Just looking at your beauty. Don't worry, it's all good.
Yeah.
Just move a bit to the left. You know what I mean?
Yeah, duck down. But go inside. It's all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Why have you brought your sonar head on?
Well, it's like anywhere I go, doesn't matter where it is. And even if it's just walking around the woods, I automatic go in investigation mode.
Yeah.
Even if I don't take anything with me. It's just become natural now to do that when I'm out and about. I remember like the first time that I went to Cannock, and I'm going back, so it's about 9 years ago.
Yeah.
I was with my ex. I goes, we're just going out for the day. Where are we going? Oh, you find out when we get there. And we're just having a walk about. I go, it's nice here, isn't it? I'm there looking for black-eyed kids, right? They're there thinking we're on a day out. It's like a bit of both, but didn't find any. And then I've heard that there's nothing like that in that area anyway.
No, I could. Well, when we were there, like, I mean, it'd nice to have been there for longer, but it's just work commitments and that. But there was no trace of it, of anything like that. To me, anyway.
No.
So.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it's just like I said, I told you what we got when we was there, like in the area that we met up and all the other stuff that's gone on. And it's just mad because that was just that area that we was walking about. That's probably not even half a square mile, probably about a quarter square mile.
You wouldn't expect a lot to happen there, to be honest. No. But you know,
no. So that's what I mean. So it's like just in that little bit, all them different things that I told you stuff that had happened to me, and there's a couple of people that are in the chat. They was there as well.
Yeah.
But then you've got the other parts, like over near the stepping stones. People have heard like a humming noise coming from underground, like a mechanical sound.
Okay.
And then, like I said, there's been like black liquid orbs. There's spirits of there's a girl or two girls that were murdered there. So you've got the spirits of the ghosts of them like knocking about, and there's supposed to be dog men and like wild man, Sasquatch type creatures there as well.
Yeah.
So it's just a little bit of everything.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, so it's a major hotspot.
Yeah. But it's like I'm still kind of shocked that not that many people know about all this different stuff that goes on there.
I think like you've got to have like the interest in like the paranormal or the cryptozoology or something like that.
Yeah.
If you're from the UK and you've got that interest, I feel like Cannock Chase just marries with it. Like I feel like most people who've got a real interest will know of Cannock Chase.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, because I mean, I only really got into it like cryptozoology in like 2020.
Yeah.
Because during lockdown, and after listening to different podcasts, like Deborah Hatswell's BBL podcast, where I heard of Cannock Chase, and then I ended up going down the rabbit hole, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like at some point I need to go there. But then, then it was just like trying to figure a way to go there, and then 4 years later, nearly 5 years later, Monster Squad happens, and we end up getting something
there you
to go there.
What more could you want?
Yeah, to be fair though, like because me and Josh, like we've always thought about going there, but it was just timing and everything like that with other commitments and work and other stuff. And I feel like having like talked to Ben and Ian, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we want to do this. We want to do it like this, like," and it just kind of G'd us up.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, all right, we're gonna do it, and as well because like them two are really good at planning. Like Ian and Ben are really good at planning stuff, and like finding stuff like that. And that just helped us massively. I mean, we'd have got there eventually, but God knows.
But yeah, we'd still probably be waiting at least a good year or so.
Yeah.
That's it. You always have other stuff going on. It's like you just keep pushing it back and back. But then when someone else kind of organises it, it's like, yeah, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, pretty much. But to be fair though, like it's funny because just before we were getting it like in talks with Ian and Ben about Monster Squad, me and Josh, we've got our own team now. I mean, we haven't our team haven't been anywhere. We've got a place where we're gonna go, but that's undisclosed for the time being. So yeah, we've got a place where we're gonna go, but it's the same thing. It's just trying to get everyone ready, trying to everyone to get time and everything. But so it's helped me and Josh like with Monster Squad to get out there.
Yeah,
but then also it's helping us after that because it's G'd us up and to put it into our work with Mr. Mysteries, like with our hunting team.
Yeah. Almost like learning what's happened with Monster Squad and applying it into our little team as well.
Yeah, in a sense, yeah.
Do you ever get to the point where you think, do you know what, can't be asked doing it anymore?
We've never got to that specific point, but there's been a couple times, particularly one point where it was heading that way.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's the same point because screw it, Josh. Like they're not about anymore.
No.
No. When it was what, couple of years ago now?
I thought it was last year.
Was it?
Like beginning of last year sort of time.
Probably. Time goes quick, but me and Josh was reached out by a website called Combo Box.
Yeah.
And,
yes.
Would you? Yeah, because you was part of it as well, weren't you?
Yeah. The one that Ben's doing.
No.
Oh, this is the other one from
Combo Box TV or whatever it's called.
Is it Anthony?
Oh, I can't remember his name.
Yeah, whatever happened to that? Because they sent him all the stuff and it's like just vanished, didn't it?
Yeah. Pretty much exactly what happened with us.
Yeah, but the thing is, what got us, because if people hadn't listened or watched our podcast, like, we'll admit we're quite 18 plus. Like we're doing very well. We're trying to be very well behaved here, but
good luck.
Yeah. But because with our podcast, me and Josh, we're together and we're comfortable, and language flies. We'll admit that. But this bloke come to us and said, like, yeah, we'd love you on Combo Box, but for you to come on Combo Box, I'll need you to do this, this, and this, and this. And like was trying to like, it felt like they were dictating us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So so we decided. So me and Josh like said, like, okay, like for the benefit of the podcast, we'll go with it.
Yeah.
But
see how it goes.
But it felt fake.
Yeah, it just felt it was like the whole mood of the entire podcast just deflated, and it was so bad. It was like where it was a case of you were buzzing and looking forward to recording an episode. It now felt like a chore. It's like, I've got to do this sort of thing.
Yeah, because we had to be so careful of what we said and everything like that. It was just, it was taking the fun out of it.
Yeah, it felt very orchestrated, so to speak.
Yeah, so in a way, when it all went Pete Tong with it, and never heard of him again, even though we paid the money and everything like that, and I've subscribed to it twice just to see our content, and we weren't allowed.
Yeah.
So when all that went Pete Tong, we was annoyed because we thought, like, you robbed us, you bastard or whatever. But then, sorry, I couldn't help it. It slipped out.
It's fine. You can swear away.
Oh, thank God for that.
Well,
But I try not
Don't
to
worry
think
about
much,
that on here.
but yeah, so we went back to our old way, and we just found the love for it again.
Yeah,
And it was just so nice to be able
because I think,
to.
if I remember
Yeah.
rightly, it was a good couple of months after that whole thing before that feeling started to come back.
Yeah, like cause we were still a bit careful, but we was getting into the groove of it again.
Yeah,
And then I'm pretty sure we just like looked at each other before recording once, said, "Should we just do what we want to do?" And he was
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, right
Yeah.
then."
yeah.
Fuck
Do you
it.
know what? That's the best way. Because I did that combo box, right? Whatever it's called. And they didn't really give me any restrictions as such. Doesn't sound
Right.
as bad as what you guys were told you could and couldn't do.
Mm.
But it's like, well, if you want to watch, you need to subscribe, but we'll give you a free subscription because your stuff's on there and this, that, and the other. And I'm sending, they was just taking the stuff from the YouTube channel. It's like, yeah, that's fine. It saves me having to do it.
Mm.
And that was it. And didn't hear anything back. But
No.
then I was with this other network thing in the US, going back up over 12 months ago now. Para something or other. Paracon, not Paracon,
Paraflex.
no. Someone might know, someone might remember in the chat. Anyway, and they was like, well, yeah, you got to stick to 90 minutes and you got to do this and you've got to show our thing every so often and you need to have adverts in it so we can play our adverts. And like, I was in these chats with him and it was my phone was going off because of the time difference. My phone was going off 24/7.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's just, it was too much. It was like, I don't need this. I just want to do a podcast. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
want all this different stuff going on. So
No,
I was like, look, I'm not going to be able to do it because of blah, blah, blah. And it's like, oh, I'm going to leave. I just need to be doing my own stuff at the moment. And that's what I did.
Mhm.
I'm saying again, once I stopped doing it, I kind of like got back into myself. It's like, right, good, let's go again.
Yeah.
And then, as I was saying off air, might as well tell people now, was part of Unex Network, which I'm now not. I've left on my own thing. This might be the way that they find out because I've not actually told anyone yet. It's only I got an email about 40 minutes before I come live, and basically they were saying that I can't use copyright or paid copyright music because they will get demonetized for it and they'll get picked up by YouTube. And that if I am doing that and it's a video podcast, then I will have to use YouTube stop music. And if you've ever listened to any of the music that you get from YouTube in their library, it's not, some of it's not bad if you don't give a shit. The rest of it is appalling. And I'd rather pay X amount a month and have a library of over 2 million tracks and sound effects that I can just pick and choose as and when I want.
Yeah.
So for that reason alone, nothing to do with them, that on X, it's a great syndicate. There's lots of great people on there doing podcasts. You got Shannon LeGros, you've got Peter Robbins, Margie Kay, Bridget Barclay. There's tons of people on there doing it, but I'm not changing my music just to be on a network.
No, because then it's that little bit of control they've got. Then.
Yeah, and it might be, well, if you do that, then what's the next thing? Then what's the next thing?
Yeah.
So I'll just carry on doing
the foot in the door.
Yeah, and then you're time limited as well because they've got the time slot, so you can only go on at a certain time, and then it goes for however long. But like I said, because I've dropped the Monday's getting dropped. I've got next Monday, then 2 weeks on Monday, which is the 9th of December. Then after that, there's no more Mondays. So Wednesday and Friday is going back to 2 hours. I'm speaking to Nicole about this afternoon, a couple of other people. 90 minutes is good, but you kind of feel like there's still some more. You're rushing the guest. And then if you've got questions in the chat, it's like, right, quick fire. And you're trying to get through them as quick as you can. And I'm there clock watching all the way through it. And it does me head in. I hate it.
Yeah.
So
I know what you mean, because you don't feel like you're enjoying it as much.
Yeah, because you can't relax. So I thought, right, 2 hours, because once you hit the 90-minute mark, the next half hour, if you've got any extras or updates or anything like that, you easily get all that in the last 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. So I'm more relaxed tonight and drinking again because it's great.
Get it down, you.
I'll be shit by the end of tonight. Well, if anything happens, someone's going to have to come round and shut it all down for me. I'll be passed out. No, but it just straight away, that's a big weight off my shoulders. Just knowing that. And then I can carry on doing what I'm doing.
Mhm.
Well, I'm going to give you guys a quick insight as to, so we're doing the Christmas special on the 20th of December.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I've done an overlay for the screen. So this is what I've made. This is it so far.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah, I've just got that. Yeah. So yeah, so if you want anything like that making, I can do. You've got snowflakes on it. It's like Josh is behind a giant snowflake.
Yeah.
Here I am.
Yeah, say that. I've got one like just on my hat. Look, I look like a dickhead.
Oh right. So I'm just covered in me. It's like I've got food down there, which you probably have anyway, but it'll cover it up. Well, no, it's just I just thought I'd make something different. So that's a quick insight as to the Christmas special, which will involve drinking and reading out ghost stories.
That just sounds like a nice Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's like now I'm back. There's no it's not restrictions as such, but you feel like you're
like it's yours again.
Yeah.
You kind of feel like you're being pulled back and you can't grab what it is that's in front of you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I hate that in life anyway, not just doing this, but just in general. So if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. I don't like it. I always have been. As I used to get called when I worked at M&S, a loose cannon. I'm like, you've not seen nothing yet. Don't like that. Didn't stay there that long after. But no, it's just don't like being told what I can and can't do. Never have done.
Yeah.
I'm very much the same.
100%.
I'll go with stuff. If it's like, look, can you do this? Can you do that? And it's more asked and we'll do this and that to out. But it's like, no, you have to do that. You have to do this. It's like,
it just makes me want to like, I don't do it now.
Yeah.
Straight away, as soon as someone says you have to do that, I'm like, but do allow. What?
Yeah.
You can sit there all day and watch me not do anything what you just said.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and it's just more fun doing your own thing.
That's what we
spontaneous as well.
Look, Matey from the thing is what got me is like Matey from Combo Boxing. It got my back up. He probably never didn't mean anything by it. I mean, what he's doing is what he's doing. I don't care anymore. But it was how he said, like, how come you two aren't big? Because it was just like, you should be bigger than this. And, like, you should be better than this. And I was thinking, who are you to tell us? Like,
I
don't. Me and Josh, from the get-go, said, like, we do not care if we earn a single penny from this. We don't care if it takes off to be bigger than Joe Rogan or if only 2 people ever listen to us. We do not care. We just we love this weird crap what is out there in the planet or out on the planet, you know what I mean? Like, we just enjoy it and we want to talk about it, and we think some people might want to listen to it. So
exactly.
If they do, what a buzz. If they don't, oh well.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you're not going to please everyone.
No, exactly.
So
we said that, like, with when we go on investigations and that, like, people might say, "Oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong." You whoop-de-doo.
Oh, I used to get told that.
Like,
how
can you say you're wrong or you're right? Because nothing's been proven otherwise.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I get told, why are you doing it like that? Oh, is there a manual that tells you how to do
100%.
it?
Exactly.
And if it is, you show me, because you're chatting shit. You do it how you do it, how you feel is right to you. Just because someone else doesn't agree with it, who cares? Other than the person.
Exactly. Exactly. Like I've heard people say, like, don't do Bigfoot calls because they know it's fake. Like, all right, yeah, maybe, but how do you know? Like,
yeah, exactly. Is a Bigfoot come up to you and said, "Listen, next time he does that, just tell him."
Just fucking lever him with a stick.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care.
Yeah.
I feel like I can do a Bigfoot call fairly well, so I'm going to carry on doing them.
Go on, you've got to do it now. You can't say you can do a good one. And then
you shot yourself in the foot there, mate.
Ignore.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to wake up.
What's around?
Do a quieter one.
Yeah, just don't do it as loud.
Oh, fuck it. If I get in trouble, I'll get in trouble. That's a quiet one. That's all I could do.
Yeah.
So
no, that's good. From the ones that have heard like other people that do go out doing it, like finding Bigfoot and Expedition Bigfoot and all that kind of stuff, the calls that they do are pretty much spot on, and I'd say that was in the same class as that.
So you've just feeded his ego even worse now.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. They may want to come and mate with you, Eddie. If you hear wood knocking outside, put your tight pants on, put it that way.
It's not me who they should be scared of. It is my wife. She'd batter the fuck out of them.
Oh. But no, it's like, I don't get that. It's like, oh, you shouldn't be doing it like, it's like, don't whistle in the woods. It attracts fae. I'm not fucking come here for a picnic. You know what I mean? I'm coming to attract, that's what I'm here for the creatures, the elementals, the UFOs, the orbs, the Wendigos, whatever it is that's out here. Yeah, I might run off screaming and crying like a baby when I see one, but I still I'm there for that reason.
Yeah. It's like when we went on our first ever paranormal investigation, and we've seen so many people say the one thing you shouldn't do is antagonize a spirit because obviously it can latch onto you. So what do me and Ed do? There's this woman who I suggest you class her as a psychic medium sort of thing. Basically, the spirit talks through her. Yeah. Again, whether that's true or not, we can't say. But we ran with it and was like, yeah, okay, let's do it. And the spirit was talking through her. And like I said, you're told not to antagonize them. So me and Ed are going, no, go on, you coward. Come on. If you're going to do something, prove it. Do you know what I mean? Like, make that fly or chuck something at us or hurt us. It's like,
that's not so bad. But when you proper provoke them and like start with the name calling and what have you, I don't agree with that.
No.
If you guys do it or not, that's up to you. But it's just not something that I would do.
Yeah.
No.
You know
I mean, we didn't that time, but we did at Neem Valley Railway.
Did you?
Yes, we did. Yeah.
But it's funny you say that because the whole footage from that investigation, because we've been there two or three times.
Twice, I think.
Twice, I think. Yeah, it was the first time the whole footage got corrupted. So there was no actual video that came out.
Whatsoever.
How much footage? How much time did you do videoing and what?
I think we was there. I think we got there about
a good couple of hours.
Yeah, well, I'll say we got there about 7, and obviously we had breaks in between and things like that. But I think we left about 1:30, 2ish, maybe.
No, the first one was later than that.
Was it?
Yeah, it was like 3 or 4 because the sun started coming up.
Yes, it did. Yeah. You're right.
Summer. It was in the summer, the first one.
So quite a fair amount of footage, and then I messaged Ed the day after. I was like, "There's nothing on it. It's literally just saying blank." Like all the files were there, but every time one you clicked, it was just nothing. I was like, "Well, how's that happened then?"
Did you try and upload it onto a PC or anything afterwards? Because sometimes you get doing it that way. Nothing. Still nothing.
Nothing.
It was like completely gone from existence.
Yeah. So, talking about what we're talking about now. So, when they say like, are you in a forest and it's a bluebell forest, and I don't know if you guys know, but a bluebell forest is supposed to be like the rich fairy realm.
Okay.
So that's where all the elementals and that are. I don't know what it is to do with bluebells. I've never looked into it. If someone in the chat knows, then please put it up. But you're not supposed to step into like the fairy rings and all that, where it's like a ring of flowers or a ring of mushrooms.
Oh yeah,
It's like,
because
sure, I'm going. Yeah, I'd straight in there. Would you not? I
Yeah,
want to know
100%.
I want to know what's going on. And
what I've been told,
what way
it's
to
funny
find
you
out?
say this because a lad I worked with, he was talking about them, and he said like what happens is that you fall into another dimension, which is pretty much the exact same, but your
Yes.
body from the previous dimension, like from where you stood in the fade trap, is just like a dead body, and they're having their way with you. That part I'm not too sure about.
Might not bother.
Nice.
What I mean, like I've probably stood in like 14 of them. I'm like in Fey Inception.
Could that be then why your legs were aching when you was walking back down the castle steps?
It would not surprise me, mate. They were shaking, so you never know. You never know.
couldn't sit down on the way home. I was like, oh, what's wrong with that?
Funnily enough.
Well, it's like because it said as well that when you get dropped into their realm and that, what is equivalent to like 2 days in their time is like 10 years in our time.
Yeah. It's a very
goes a lot
strange.
slower.
Yes, it is a very strange folklore. I mean, I'd like to know what kind of acid or mushrooms they were on when they was getting told this kind of stuff, because that just sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So would you do it? If you was out on your own, say you just gone for a walk on your own and that, and you just going through for whatever reason, you end up in a woods or a forest, and you see this supposed fairy circle, would you go in it if it was just you there, and nobody else about?
Yeah. 100%.
Even knowing what the consequences could be.
Well, yeah, because like, let's say the way I was told was just you're go into another dimension, but it's pretty much the exact same. So technically, I wouldn't even know what's happening. So I'm just living my life still. So.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, I don't think I'd go and battle a Wendigo by myself, but you know.
No, come on, fucking have you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to think I would, but you know.
Yeah. So, right, portals. Just as you're talking about crossing realms, if you're in a forest, same sort of thing again, and you're seeing a visible portal like some sort of Stargate, and you could see that on the other side it was completely different as to what it should be, as your environment where you are, your surroundings, would you go through it on the grounds that you don't know if you can get back?
Probably not, because I'd be interested to see what would come out.
Yeah.
Would you wait?
If I knew I could get back, then definitely I would.
Yeah.
I would jump in, but that risk, no.
No, I don't think I would.
I'd put my arm through.
Yeah, I'll probably stick my head.
Oh yeah.
I'd stick my head in. I'd stick my arm in, see if I'd do my left arm because I'm right-handed. I'll put my left arm through, see if it comes back in solid form. And if that's fine, I'd stick my head in and just have a quick look round.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd step through it because my luck, as soon as I step through, shut.
Yeah, shut.
Yeah, that's me here now for the rest of ever.
Yeah, just be like, oh yeah, of course it has.
Yeah. So, yeah, but got a question regarding what we've been talking about, and this is from Og again, moderator. She's asking, are there any places you don't want to go because of the stories you've heard? Now, I've got a different twist on this, but I'll let you guys answer first.
No, I'm keen for anywhere. Like,
off the top of my head, I can't think of anything specific. No. There'd be one from my interest and things like that.
Yeah.
The one place that I would be apprehensive of going, but I would still love to do is probably Chernobyl. I'd love to experience what that is really like nowadays, and just seeing how life has just retook it and knowing what happened there. But then at the same time, obviously, it's still highly, highly radioactive. I'd be a bit like, oh, okay, yeah, that's cool. Right, see you later.
Yeah. But I'm more like, where the Ogspot are there any places you don't want to go because of the stories? I'm more likely to want to go because of the stories.
Yeah.
100%.
More
I want to
intriguing.
experience it.
Yeah. Because
Yeah, I wanna experience it.
there's a place not too far from you between Bolsham and West Ratting. Or
Right.
West Rotting. I don't know how you pronounce that. I'm not local. And that's where the Shug Monkey is supposed to have been seen.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of the Shock Monkey.
So we're going to be going there. I'm hoping in the next 2 weeks if you guys want to meet up. So
Yeah,
I know
I'll be down.
there's a couple of places where it can park up in. It's about 10-15 minute walk if you park in one of the villages, because there's not really anywhere you can park on the main road because it's a clearway. And this track, this road, which is more of a dirt track now, as to where this creature's been seen, it runs parallel to. Oh, I can't remember the name of the road, but it runs parallel, so you can cut. It's like a track down the side, like between two farmers' fields, to get to it. But that's where it's been seen. And that's on the list of going before New Year.
Yeah, fair.
So yeah, I want to do that one.
I imagine we'd be down for that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
So what I'd do? It'd be a weekend to get there about 3-4 o'clock. Oh no, about 2 o'clock. Have a look round in the daylight, so know where we're going, and then just saunter down there and just hang about and see if anything comes out.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Oh, we'll sort something out then, because there's a couple of people from my end that are up for going.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, we'll see if any of that want to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be good. Yeah, that'd be really good.
Yeah,
really good. I'll tell you where we would like to go. Right. What we've been on about for ages, and that would be like to look at the church at Blytheborough, the church where the Black Shuck was meant to have.
In Bungay.
Yeah,
just outside.
Yeah, it's Bungay and Blytheborough. Blytheborough is the one with the church with the scratch marks.
Yes.
The door. So yeah, it'd be really interesting. Like, it sounds corny, but I want to touch the door and see if I get any energy, like any feelings. And I know that sounds really corny, but
do you know what? You're not going to know unless you do it. You might touch it, and it'd be like the UFO in Rendlesham. You might end up downloading a shitload of data just by touching it.
You never know.
You might. It's like the sword in the stone, isn't it? There's only one person that can remove it from the stone. They've got to have that specific type of energy. You could be that person that touches the door and picks up on what happened.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because the story is that how it burst through. It was on a stormy night.
Yeah,
it burst through the door. It killed a child and a man. If I'm thinking
didn't
right.
It like tip all the pews over and smash the altar and all that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and it got hold of a child by the throat and killed him, and a man, and then it went to Bungay. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a roundabout way of how it works.
Yeah. What about? Sorry, just looking in the thing. Someone's put fight a Pudgy, would you?
Oh, Puckwudgie.
Please put a Pudgy, would you? Yeah, the scratch is still on the door because Og doesn't live too far from there. She's down near the coast.
Okay.
Yeah, I won't give her exact location. I'll let her do that. There's loads of people turning up looking for her. But have you been to Woolpit? Surely you know the story about the Woolpit kids.
Oh, the green kids.
Yeah.
The
1920s.
Yeah.
Because I go around there now. I used to go quite a lot with work, but I don't go as often as I do. And I was there probably about a month ago, and there's just as you coming off the A14 as you go in towards Cambridge, you come off on that side because you got the other side as well where they're building all the new industrial area.
Yeah.
But if you go into the old part of town, there's a little bit, and I've driven past it about 2-3 times, like garages, and there's like a little corral for like I don't know if it's horses or ponies, donkeys.
Right.
As you come round off the road and it bends round, you come to a junction, you turn left going into Woolpit Village. It's just there, and there's something about that area.
Well, it
I
makes you
just
double
park
take.
up. Yeah, I just park up and like last time I parked up for like 2 minutes because I had to carry on with work, otherwise I'd been sat there all day. And I just sat there looking into this. There's like a path that goes around this corral thing. There's like a little wooden, like a hut. It's not even a shed. It's got no front on it.
Mm-hmm.
And there's just like these line of trees that go around, and there's something about that area that's drawing me to it.
Okay.
So I need to go there and have a proper park up, and because you can park up pretty much anywhere around there and just go walking about.
Just say when, mate. We'll come with you.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's like I don't think anyone's ever looked into it because you know the story.
Not really.
They came from out of a cave. The girl or the boy died after they ended up going like losing the green colour. And they think it was to do with the food that they was eating. They'd gone into a cave. They'd come back out of this cave to go back home, and they ended up in Woolpit. And there's in the village. They managed to speak English, end up learning English.
The girl was.
The boy died, and the girl ended up getting married and having kids.
Yeah.
Surely there must be
descendant.
an ancestor.
But then again, are you really going to say that your great nan used to be green and lived in a cave?
Well, there is that. But then when you say that, has this story been fabricated just to give the town a bit of credence to like put it on the map?
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I'd be shouting that about like, oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, my gran lived in a cave and she was bright green, but she's all right now. Don't worry about it.
My great uncle died, but you know he did like the bread.
Game's the game.
But there must be something. There must be someone must have done some research into it and wrote stuff down, even if they didn't make it public.
Yeah, just to keep to themselves. Like, I know exactly what you mean.
But nothing. It's like over 100, about 100 years ago.
Well, yeah, like you say, it was it 1910s or 1920s? One year.
I thought it was the 1920s.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. I don't know what. Yeah, I think you are right. I'll have to look.
I might be wrong. I don't know. I just remember 1920s because that's roughly like when my gran was born. So that's how I remember.
Right.
Things to do with like people that I know.
Yeah.
But, got a couple more questions for you.
Yeah.
No, so tip for steep stairs, go down backwards.
I mean, I would have, but then I'd be like staring at some stranger's crotch. So that's a bit. Just can't turn around.
I'm not even stable on my feet going forward, so going backwards, I'm done for.
No point, is there?
No.
Right. Next question's from Og again. Anyone else asking questions? Come on, Og. Do you think things are quieter now or just warming up? Or is it like...
Oh, what, like the paranormal?
Yeah. The calm before the storm.
Possibly. I mean, when we spoke to Jonathan Downs, this stuck with me ever since talking to him. A person who he knew died. He was meant to be like a wizard. He was like a bit of a mad one. And Jonathan Downs, how he described him was just brilliant. Like, and his thing was to do with like the Cornish Owl Man. Yes. And he said now he's passed, he feels like this stuff is going to happen. Like he feels like the Owl Man is going to be seen more. And then also I saw something about Cannock Chase actually about portals are going to. Someone predicted that portals are going to be starting to open up, and more dogmen-like creatures are going to be coming out of them.
Oh,
that sounds absolutely bizarre. I mean, fair play to him if he believes that. I can't think who it was now. I'll have to.
Would you come out and say that unless you actually knew it was going to happen?
God no, because if it don't, you look like a tit.
Yeah, and all your credibility has been washed away
gone.
with the nonsense. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. But I mean, if that's their prediction and if they've got good evidence behind it, fair play to them. But personally, until that can be proven, I wouldn't say anything. But
no.
But also, I just think I don't know. Like it just because it seems like not everyone's doing it, but it seems like a lot more people are getting more into into it. I mean, me and Josh are guilty for it ourselves.
Yeah.
That it's now getting to the point, especially like with monsters. I'd say like it's going to be harder because we're pushing into hiding. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
from a paranormal standpoint, the plus side of so many people now doing this kind of thing is more stories are now coming out. So, like, instead of people just thinking, "Oh, that was a bit weird," people like just conversation flowing, and they'd be like, "Oh, so do you believe in hauntings and things like that?" And it's like, "Well, funny enough, my house I feel is haunted because of X, Y, and Z." Do you know what I mean? And people start talking about it more and more and more.
Yeah, it's getting more accepted.
So from that standpoint, I would say things are only just beginning. But from a monster standpoint, I'm not too sure.
No. But also, I think as well, like people can fake it really well now.
Yeah, especially with how advanced AI is going. It's so easy to fake.
Me and Josh got bamboozled by a YouTube channel, didn't we?
Yeah.
Thinking like, oh, these were shit hot, and then it turns out they were faking it. So, and I feel, and as well, there's so many people who are just debunking now.
Yeah.
It's causing a bit of rift in the whole paranormal community.
Yeah.
And with that, like, it's going to deter people from actually showing their findings, which is such a shame because some of them might have genuine good stuff.
But this is the thing: when people are debunking it, it's like you can only try and debunk your own stuff unless the infamous quote, "Were you there?"
Yeah.
Unless you're there, how can you debunk it? You can try and debunk it and come up with alternative reasons why whatever happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can only really debunk your own stuff to get a actual alternate outcome.
Yeah.
A genuine one. Whereas all the others, like anything else, it's theories. It's guessing.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know what any of this is. Sorry, backtaking. We're just guessing what's coming next or what's happening.
And that's similar to what we do when we go on a paranormal investigation. In the heat of the moment, we might be a bit hyped to think, oh my God, it could be this. And afterwards, we'll always sit back and think, but could it have been this? Could it have been that? And it's when we've gone through every scenario that we can possibly think of and there's still no explanation where it's like, okay, so we might actually have something here.
Yeah. It's usually on the drive home, isn't it, Josh? Like, because
afterwards,
because we're tired, we're trying to just talk just to keep awake for the drive home. So then when we start doing that, and it's like kickstarting the mind back up again. Like we're trying to come up with stuff pretty much to say like, nah, it's not paranormal. But like Josh said, like then we get to every point, and it's like there's no other explanation. And then it gets us excited, thinking, "Oh, we've
actually found something."
Yeah, exactly. So
yeah. No, I know what you mean because it's like you say, in the heat of the moment, it's like it's there, it's happening, you're experiencing it, and you do want it to be like the most outstanding piece of evidence, like the smoking gun. You want it to be that.
Yeah, of course.
When reality kicks back in, and it's like, oh, it was all right. But what else could it have been?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But also, like, it hasn't deterred us from like showing our findings because there's no doubt there's going to be people saying like, "Nah, this was fake. You've done this, done that." I'll let it say what they want because, like you said, they weren't there. Like, we, Josh, have got very high morals in what we do. We've said from day one when we go out on investigation, we will not fake a thing. We would rather have a boring video than fake something.
Same.
Because
same.
It's our credibility. You know, like we want to be known as people who are genuine. You know, and it's such a shame. Like when you see a lot of these programs and stuff, like say like with Finding Bigfoot, and like there's another one called Alaskan Killer Bigfoot.
Yes, yeah.
And even Mountain Monsters. I mean, I love Mountain Monsters, but it's so
that's one of my. I don't know. I'm convinced it's real. Don't tell me Santa's not real as well now. I'm not being impressed. But no, like, Mountain Monsters is one of my Wild Bill. Wild Bill, who comes and does your traps, and
when he gets down,
he's up and down them logs and trees like
in them big old
boots. 10 legs, yeah. He's up and he's off and he's gone.
Yeah,
and all the others are out.
Like it's like them interviews and that, and he's just shouting, like he's not even talking to him, and he's just like shouting, he's like, "Fuck this, all this village calling out."
But the thing is, though, every week he's convinced that this trap is going to be the ultimate trap, and he's going to trap the goat man, the lizard man, Bigfoot, whatever it is that they're looking for, skunk ape, and everything else. It's like. And the trap's gone down, and you go in, and then the adverts come on, and you go back, and there's nothing there.
But and then it gets me. It's like, but they look at it like, oh damn, it's got out.
Yeah,
but this is definite proof that this exists. It's like, oh,
well, there's nothing. There's no fur. There's no DNA. There's no prints. There's no scratches. Nothing. They spent like 3 days building this trap, like mousetrap type trap. And there's nothing in it, but I love the enthusiasm of it.
Yeah, I do. It's my perfect show to watch when it's raining outside and I'm not feeling too great, and I could just sit there and watch that, and I'll just feel warm.
Do you know what one of my favourite ones is? Don't go, oh, Andy, you're proper weird. Was when Jeff got possessed.
Yeah.
But then I just remembered this bit. Telling you, he started stripping off, and he's down to his boxer short.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
-4 or whatever, because he wears them dungarees, like the boiler suit type dungarees. They're all proper hillbillies and what have you, and it's like, and he just stripped off, and he's like this. It was some hag or something that was calling him in the woods. Like this type thing. And it's like he was possessed, and he wasn't right for a few weeks. I wasn't right for a few weeks after seeing that. But that has definitely got to be one of the best ones, because it's
100%.
How and why would you want to fake
it? But what gets me is like you see these kind of programs and everything, and it makes like the average Joe just not believe it anymore.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because they like watch like Mountain Monsters. If you was to watch Mountain Monsters, not for the entertainment value, but like you want to be like, you want to believe, and then you watch that.
That's me. That's me, and I still believe.
Yeah, but you know
Till
what I mean?
about
like
2 minutes ago.
But then you like watch it, and you're like, yeah, no, there's nothing out there, because and it's like we find a Bigfoot, because they just don't find anything. But I mean, it's nothing to do with them.
The thing is, they have got some good footage, but it's only like a 2-second clip of someone moving away. Or
yeah, but I think
the one of the Bigfoot, that face at the window, that's supposed to be genuine. I don't know if it is or not. Do you know when they stayed in that log cabin and the big guy was upstairs? Is it Chuck? Not Chuck.
Or Bobo?
No, in Mountain Monsters.
Oh, Mountain Monsters. Sorry. Well,
Jeff Trapper, Buck, and he looked, and there's this massive face up at the window.
Really?
And even I jumped back. Yeah, I don't know what. I'd have to find it. I've got them all recorded downstairs.
I've got Discovery Plus. You know what? I might watch them out.
But watch it, and there's one where they're in this log cabin. I think there's looking for the lizard man.
Okay.
Yeah. And
That's an early season, isn't it?
I think it's season 2. Oh, what
Yeah.
season 2 it had. But this just go on Mighty Monsters, Bigfoot face at the window. I'm sure you'll find it on the internet.
Yeah. No worries. I will.
And it's like you can clearly see it's not set up because
Right.
they're out in all they've got is 4x4s, bit of firearm, couple of machetes, and that's it. And dungarees. There's nothing else saving them.
No.
And while Bill, he's only there for like 10 minutes. He builds a trap, then goes home. Oh, that's it. He's done, isn't it?
That's him and Willie, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And Bill's meant to be the expert tracker, but yeah,
he's ex-marine or something, isn't he? Like special ops or something.
Yeah, I think he's Marine from Marine Corps.
Yeah.
So I've seen. But so was Trapper, who sadly passed away. But,
he was, wasn't he? And then they stopped. He was like he said to him, "Oh, carry on." Didn't he get pneumonia or something?
Yeah, because he had a blood clot or something in his leg.
That was it.
And
it made him really ill, and he died not long after.
No. I was gutted because he was my favorite.
He was the one that he was the backbone to it all. He's the one that kept it all in place.
Yeah, well, he was the leader, weren't he? Like, he was team leader. But you could just tell he was a woodsman. You know what I mean? Like, I like to pride myself in like I'm a outdoorsman, but he just you wouldn't bat an eyelid.
Yeah, definitely. Right, got another question for you. This is from Darren, Baby with a Laser. People keep asking me why it's called Baby with a Laser. Right? And he's told me, and I keep forgetting to tell everyone, it's a line from a song, but I can't remember the song or who it was written by. So if you can put it in the chat, Daz, and then people can stop asking me the question. So I'm going to put this question out there now. Andy, Edit, Josh, if you had a full-on face-to-face encounter to the point where you run, would you ever go back?
100%.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if it was like, especially if it weren't clear, say like we saw maybe something like you're not 100% on, and like say it growled and it was like nah, we gotta get out of here for safety or whatever, and we ran back. I'd go back the next day during the day just to find tracks and track it.
Yeah,
but even then, even if say it was a dogman.
Well, I'm going to show you some bits in a minute, and let me see what you think. Not dodgy; these are genuine stuff, not like naked photos or anything like
that. Just you on your holiday in your leopard print fucking.
You see this big cat crossing the beach.
But no, even if it was like a dogman or something, and like I could see it pure as day, like in front of me. Yeah, and I ran. Well, I'd like to think I wouldn't run away. I'd like to think I'd go down swinging, but you never know. But say if I did run away screaming, I'd still go back.
Yeah,
I would still go back, 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I'd go back just for more clarity as well. Just to think, was I tripping, or was that actually there, so to speak?
Yeah, 100%.
But it's like that Anubis at King's Lynn. That was face to face. Yeah, we was like 20, 30 foot away from each other, but we still made direct eye contact as I'm coming round the bend, and it was there.
Yeah.
And the message I got in my head from that was, "Shit, he seen me," and then it vanished. And I just kept driving.
But if you could find the road, Andy, could you like drop a pin there and send it to me?
Yeah.
Or like,
I've been back and I've took photos because, like I said, I thought the ground off the road, like where the woods are, there's like pig farms, one opposite and one before. I thought that was higher than the road, but it's only about a couple of inches. It's not even worth writing it down. And I thought there's loads of brush and that in front of the trees. That's why I couldn't see its lower half. But there's not. There's not. And I was only there like 10 days later, and I pulled up because it's like really difficult to park up. I had to park up, which is the entrance to the farm. And this, like I said, this is how my luck runs. I'm parked up there, and there's a tractor coming down there, all waiting to turn in. I'm like, out in the middle of nowhere. What are the chances of this actually happening? But so I've got a few photos. I've been back a couple of times before. A couple of times since, sorry. And I've took other photos. And it's like there's nothing there. I've not got out and walked about only because you cannot park without blocking the road or blocking the field.
Yeah.
So it's the only reason that I've not. So I have been back. But yeah, I'll find. Give me a moment.
Yeah, if you could find it on like Google Maps or something, and like put a pin there and then send it to me. I'd like to go. I'd like to have a little look about if I can.
Yeah, that's fine. Give me a minute now.
Yeah, not a problem. Bloody hell, Josh! We're getting like 3 investigations coming up soon.
No, they're on. I've got them on Google Photos. I'll find them. But,
no worries.
I've done Google Maps, so I've zoomed right in, and you can see the areas and what have you. So they're all on there.
Brilliant.
But yeah, so that is that, and then I had this one. So this is a cemetery near me. Yeah, it's not even a mile away, and it's one of the first investigations that I did. So I'm out investigating this lad called Mark, and we split up. He's gone one way, I've gone the other. And there's a Commonwealth war graves right in the middle of the cemetery. Anyways, there's a bench opposite where I am. There's a lad sat on it. I thought, oh, it's Mark sat down. I'm doing a live stream. So I walk over, and this is it's pixelated, but that's a still from the video. So you can see that there's somebody sat at a bench. Yeah?
Yeah, it looks like a blue and black hoodie.
Yeah, so you got navy blue hoodie on, black trousers, baseball cap. So I thought, oh, it's Mark. Pale skin. So I go over. I'll tell you a story and I'll show you the next picture. So I go over and apologize for blinding him. So, oh, sorry, folks, it's Matt. I know he's got a really thick, strong Dutch accent, but he's got really pale, like proper white skin. So he speaks good English. And I'm trying to see what he's doing, if he's smoking weed or having a drink or even just having a cigarette. Couldn't smell anything, couldn't say anything, didn't have a can at the side of him, nothing like that. I thought Pokemon Go was big at the time, so I thought I might be doing Pokemon. Right. And I'm trying to look at his phone. So his phone's he's on the other side of where I'm stood, but I couldn't say anything. I had my GoPro on body harness as well. People in the chat, some people couldn't see him or couldn't hear him, or both, or some could, right? And this is going live. And I'm chatting to him like I'm chatting, and I'm only stood like 5-6 foot away from it, 6 foot max. Right, so I apologize again for blinding with the torch. Oh, it's cool. And kind of explain what I'm doing. And he goes, yeah, just your mate went down there. He walked past me about a minute ago. It's all right, thanks a lot. So I walk back round, and as I walk back to where I was, it's like, shit, what was that? It's like same again, reality kicked in. It's like once I moved away, it didn't feel, as I was there, everything seemed normal. But when I moved out of that bubble, it was like normality started. It's like that wasn't human. All I got in mind was I've just spoke to the devil, and this was before I got to Mark. So I walked over to where Mark was, could see him with his torch, and he's like, "Yeah, that guy on the bench just told me where you was." He's like, "What guy on the bench?" There's a guy in the hut. All right. So he was filming as he walked past the bench, and he checked his film. So he stopped and he's scrolling back the video. And as he's walking past the bench, there's no one sat on it. Nobody there. Right? And then it's either 9 or 11 frame footage from the video of him sat on the bench that you can see clearly. And this is the best frame from the whole foot. Don't forget, I'm stood, he's sat, I'm talking to him. I could see his face, his facial expressions, everything. Strong Dutch accent. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing abnormal other than he sat there on his own. But his phone, remember the old, first smartphones, he had a green screen on them.
Yeah.
The OLED like you do now, where it's crystal clear and what have you. So this Mark had gone through the footage, and this is what he found. And this was not there when I'm talking to him, because I would have seen it and I'd have ran off crying. There you go.
What?
That's in front of his face. If you look, you can see him looking. His eyes are a little red just above that. You can see his chin, his nose, and his mouth. Yeah, if you look closely. Every single frame, that orange orb is there. It starts off as a thin horizontal line, and it gets thicker and thicker with each frame on the video. So you get that. You can see his chin, you can see his eyes. His face wasn't lit up bright orange like a volcano like that when I was talking to him. Yet every single frame on the video is like that. So for me, I'm not looking at what he truly looked like.
Oh, were.
That's mad.
Yep. So, now this is the other thing. So after we'd was there and I'd spoke to him, and like I said, Matt didn't see him. You've got 3 rows of gravestones, right? So the first row, second, also three full rows of about 20 headstones, and they're all Commonwealth, and the main names were Eastern European. Yeah, like Czech, Polish, Austrian, Hungarian, right? So, and that you see the footage, and I filmed some of it, and you can see. I thought, do you know what? As we got into it and did a bit more delving into it and research, I tried to recreate that with the same equipment, the same people at the same time, other than the original bench guy. We could not do it. Tried it with different equipment, could not do it. We cannot debunk it. We can sit there and we can get the shot. There's a silver birch tree that splits into 2 at an angle. Got exactly spot on to how it was in the footage. Cannot recreate that one bit. So I go back one Saturday afternoon, do some film, and I'm walking along the headstones. Every single headstone was an English name. Jones, Davis, Martin, McDonald, or British names, McDonald,
Smith.
Smith, just your normal names. There's only one name that was a pilot, and that was the Czech Republic, or Czechoslovakian as it was at the time. Or Yugoslavian. Oh, it was Yugoslavia back then, wasn't it? Before it was Czech. Yeah, before it all split. So that was the 90s, wasn't it? So it'd be Yugoslavian, but it said Czech pilot. And so these 2 rows, then the third row, this is the best bit. You've got 6 headstones, then a gap of 17 steps. I know because I counted them. Then 2 headstones, then a gap of 20 steps and 1 headstone. Right? When I was there originally, there's 3 full rows, but I never looked into it because I didn't think anything more of it, and because we couldn't recreate it, there's nothing I could do. It was like I've hit a brick wall with it. I don't know what to do next.
Yeah.
Oh wow. It seems like you kind of like a time slip, or like it's like I don't know. That
I was talking to him. I was having a conversation. Now it gets better. So the GoPro did not pick any visual up at all. It picked the audio up. Listen to the audio. He sounds like an 8-year-old man, like proper old man. It weren't even a voice. This lad, he looked like 25, 25.
Yeah.
Oh, 24 to 27.
Yeah. Young man.
Yeah. Just a young lad. And there's no thing. But you can see that orb in every single frame. It starts off smaller and it gets to that size. And you can see his face behind it. and his face does not look human. Whatever it was that I was talking to was not human, and that was a feeling that I got before I seen any of this.
Yeah,
this creeps me out.
Yeah, that's a bit odd.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a madness.
But there's one of the other pictures, it's like he's got a long pointed nose and his chin comes up like how the devil is drawn. And like I said, I didn't see these images till after, and the first thing I thought was, I've just spoke to the devil. And another thing, so where he is, that's on a mound in the cemetery. So this cemetery is in Northampton, but it covers all the different districts. So it's not a cemetery just for one area. So you've got, like, down at the bottom, I call it the garages. It's like an outdoor morgue. So it's like, looks like a shed, a garage, and the bodies are slid into them. So you've got a lot of Italian, a lot of Hispanic, and then you've got a bit that looks like a FEMA camp. So you've got long concrete tombs, and you can get 2 or 3 in a row. I'll show you a video in a minute of that bit when I was there. So you've got that bit as well. So you've got all the different parts, different locations, right? And it just nothing has felt right since the day that happened. And I keep going back there and don't really, we've got a couple of things like this one that I'm going to show you now. So this is footage from a live stream that we did. There's a girl called Ali that used to come out investigating with me and her granddad Rick. And we felt like it was being watched, and we stood there. We've all stood there waiting, and these houses at the back. I know a few people that live on the estate, so you can see like the bedroom lights, the kitchen lights, and all that. And you can hear people talking if they're out in the garden. But it just felt like it was being watched. And then what we think was the fox came out and just stood there looking at us because it had the green eye shine. But the height of it didn't seem right. And we walked down, it's like a bit of a slope. So it's like, oh, it could have been that. But we got to the point where we felt like it was being watched. And then we seen the fox. But this is what was seen. Are you ready? I'll play it a couple of times because you might miss it. But here we go.
That's not a bug. You wouldn't be able to see.
I might miss. Was that like as it's panned round? Was it on the left-hand side? Yeah. That's standard too tall to be a fox. Off
Bit. So where that is, that's where the fox was stood or thereabouts. But when we got there, we still felt. Sorry, I forgot to tell you this bit. We still felt like we was being watched after we'd seen the fox. So we'd walk down and we're looking at it from the other side. But then if you look in the middle of what we think is a FEMA camp.
That's not a bug. You wouldn't be able to see.
Oh, wow.
And the gaps between that tomb is only like not even a foot between them. It's quite difficult to walk between.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow. That's
yeah.
Well, I don't know what to say about that.
and they're just 2 things in this one cemetery. We've had other stuff go on there.
Yeah.
There's a thing that looks like 2 ghosts having sex. And there was no one there. We literally walked through where this image was stood. I don't know why it's not on here anymore. But I'll send you that one as well.
Their privacy, of course.
It was weird. But Og's just put in the chat. You asked Darren's question, Andy. Would they go back if they had to run? You've answered that, haven't you? You said you'd go back.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is why I got to these, because it's like places that I've been to where I've had stuff and I've gone back on my own. Yeah, I might not have gone back in the middle of the night, but I've gone back.
Yeah. I'm very weird like that. Like when it comes to stuff like that, I don't get scared very often when it comes to stuff like that. Like, but even if it did, it's like the hunter in me just needs to go back. Like,
Yeah.
I have to go back. Like what
Yeah.
Josh said before, like
It's something.
it's the peace of mind. And
Yeah.
if it is there, you're more geared up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, it's more of a clarification thing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah. But then what would you do if you went back and you seen it again and it happened again?
I'd have to go back a third time, I guess.
Yeah.
Just keep going back till it kills you.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Either that or it
or-
spuds around and it's like, will you piss off?
Yeah. It's either it kills me or I'll trap it. It's one or the other. So
Yeah. Sorry, I've just got a couple of messages. I don't understand it. Anyway, yeah. So it's like I said, I've been back there a few times, and I've gone through and I've done a video. I've put it together, and it's just nothing. It's like gone back to Cannock numerous times. Gone to Rendlesham, seen what I believe was a German SS soldier walking through Rendlesham. Me and Alex Lovelock was stood at the tray, and we seen 2 lots of 2 orange orbs. They were flat on the ground. It was like hexagonal. Yeah, every time we go back to the same place.
Mm. Yeah,
So-
you're drawn to it, ain't you? It's like
Yeah.
I think it opens a rabbit hole and then
yeah.
straight down it.
Oh, of course, and as well because we like, especially like with us three and that, like we've got such a keen interest. It's like it's not answered a question; it's only provided more questions what you want answering. So that's why, like in your mind, you have to keep going back. Just try and piece the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
But do you find though that you get more questions and answers by keep going back?
Yeah,
that's what. If I'm not bothered with bench guy, I just gone some weird blow. I don't know what it was. It didn't feel right. That was it. But since going back, I found out that the graves that were there are now not there, and we've had other stuff go on. It's like we took this photo, and it's like someone's bent down, like they've got binoculars. Like they're on the lower limbs, the knees bend up, and then they're leaning forward, like they're leaning over a table or something like that. But then it looks like there's somebody underneath them.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't see it when we were there.
Oh,
and this is in another part of the cemetery.
That's what freaked me out. It's like, say we done like a TikTok live or whatever, and we're looking and we're there, and we can't see nothing, and all of a sudden the chat's like going off or something.
Mental,
like, yeah, like, look, have you seen that? Look left, there's eyes at you or something like that, and we can't see it. That's what would freak me out.
Yeah. But then again, the human nature side of it at the same time would be like, oh yeah, you're taking the piss, behave. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, it's a catch-22, isn't it? Like, you play silly buggers, but then even though, like, you're saying it in your mind as well, you're like, okay, no.
Yeah.
So it's difficult, I think. Like I said, unless you capture it like that, then you're not gonna know. I want to show you guys another one. So we met with to investigate, and we was in Manchester.
Yeah.
There's Baby with a Laser, there's Simon Riley, there's my cousin Andy, and there's the girls Tony, Emma, Sarah, and Ada. And we'd met up and we'd gone to Chocolate Cemetery, and there's a river on the bottom. Anyway, this is one of the pictures that It's either Si or Ada. I think it's Si that took the photo. If he's still in the chat, he'll let me know. So, where are they? They've gone again. I keep closing it. This is I'm doing a live stream again, and you can just see. So I'm stood to the left of that, and Tony stood to the right. It just looks like a tray. Looks like a bit of pareidolia with a couple of faces in it. Yeah, nothing amazing, nothing exciting. It's just that zoomed in of a picture. That it's Simon that took it of me and Tony doing the investigation. Also, you've got B-roll, don't they? Like behind the scenes sort of stuff. And then this is another photo taken a few seconds after. We're both still stood in the same area. You can see my ear because you can see the stretcher in my left ear, and you can just see like the corner of Tony, I think. And that's the same tree.
Oh,
Nah.
Why does that look like Chucky?
Yeah.
Exactly,
Oh, yeah.
exactly that. We called it
Yeah,
the Chucky tree.
Yeah.
You ever seen the film Sinister?
Yeah.
Looks
No.
like the Bagul, the bogeyman.
Oh, yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
The bottom bit there.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Like one half of his face is like Sinister, and the other half's like Chucky.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the lower half. I'll just close it. So to me, it looks like that part is all deformed or missing.
Yeah.
But you can see, and it might be pareidolia. I really don't believe that it is. My opinion is that is pareidolia. Whatever it was, there's a lot bigger story to it, and it's just too long to go through it now. But that is using whatever it is in the tree to show itself, because the nose, it's three-dimensional. The noses come out, the lips come out, the eyes are sunk back. You've got the brow come forward. Yeah.
Going like
The
top
top
of its
lip,
hairline.
And everything. It's the hairline, the hair coming down at the face. Someone said it looked like they're holding three fingers up to the face like that. I don't know. I can't see that. But
it's even got a beauty mark, like just on by his nose.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can see the hairline from that.
Spooky.
From that to that.
Yeah,
that's right. We'll
like
get that, and we'll do a 3D print of it, and we'll give you that, and give you nightmares forever.
Yeah, that's spooky.
Yeah, and
that is clear as day, 100%.
Yeah. That's not for me. That's not pareidolia. I will deny that to the end of time. That's something. What? I don't know. We just call it the Chucky tree now.
That does look like Chucky. But I can see where Josh is saying, like, you got the eye where the scar's coming in, or like where the hairline is.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, it looks like a pointed chin, like like you see bare teeth, and like the bone of the cheek.
Yeah, it's like the inside of the face.
Yeah, then like a sunken in eye on the other side, and that kind of looks like the boogeyman from Sinister.
Yeah, well, it's like Blue Shifted just put. It looks a bit like grey.
Yeah.
But you can see how close I am to there. There's my ear on the top of my hoodie.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that is right behind. And we did not know it was that same thing. We didn't know it was there till we're going through the footage afterwards. And yeah, we found that. But there's more to it. So we're on the path. So this is a path now. So as you look at this picture, it goes up to the right, and that's where the cemetery is at the top. To the left at the bottom, there's a river that runs at the bottom. There's an old mill there with a water wheel and all that's now converted into apartments. It's in Tameside in Manchester. And this is a photo, right? So Simon's just taking random photos, Simon and Ada, and this is one of the pictures that he gets. And when my mouse decides it's going to work, what is it doing? Here we go. Right. Now you look at what looks like a giant crow person at the back that just looks like the shadow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, like a witch doctor.
Yeah. That is blacker than what it would be if it was just light dissipating. It's solid dark mass. That's something completely blocking the light.
Yeah.
Because when you got that, so when you zoom in on this picture, when you zoom in on what looks like a beak, for me that's like a tall, grey reptilian type creature.
Yeah,
I'll send you all these pictures if you want to have a proper look at them. Just for me, that at first it looks pareidolia. It's just the shape of it. It's where the fence stops. It's where the bushes go. But why is it darker than the path? Why is it such a dark, solid mass? Whereas the path is more grey. I know the light, but the light fades. The light stops as it hits that. It's no perspective on the light.
Yeah.
No, it looks like you could see light to the left of it.
Yeah, from the background.
Yeah. That looks
So
like a plague doctor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So where the branches, that just looks like the shape of the trees. But if you zoom in on that, you can see it's cutting the light from the leaves and the branches. I'll
Yeah.
send you the picture so you can have a proper look. So look at that, what looks like a mud puddle in front. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see, because right at the front of the picture, you can see how muddy it is. And the amount of times I nearly went on my ass there was unbelievable. So this is zoomed in, and this is the mud puddle.
Is that a footprint?
But it looks like a footprint of a bird, like the three toes.
Yeah. That or
Right.
a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah.
But that, we thought it was a ghost cat. But since I seen the ghost cat, I now cannot see a ghost cat. I can see two eyes and a gaping mouth and a head coming out the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Some people said it looked like a skull. Now that does look demonic, like a grey coming out the ground with its mouth open and two great big black almond-shaped eyes.
Yeah.
I cannot see the cat. I can't see the skull. I can see a solid 3D head. Or not solid, it's translucent, but you can see the shape of it.
Yeah.
It just looks, I mean, to me, it does look like a weird three-toed footprint where the puddle is into like the deep.
Yeah, I can't see that. I can see a gaping fence. Gaping fence, that's because I read the message. A gaping face.
Yeah.
So it's looking at you, it's coming up from the ground at like that angle, and the mouth's like
yeah,
and then it's got the big eyes. So that's coming up out the ground. That wasn't there. And that isn't mud, because if that was mud doesn't look at the surrounding area. Why is the light not bouncing back off it? It's like absorbing all the light.
Yeah, I see what you mean. That does, yeah.
But it could be anything. It could be mud. It could be nothing. It could be.
But it's that, unless you went back there like the day after, like the morning after or whatever, have another look, you'll never know.
No.
And we've not been back since. And keep me in. It's up in Manchester. People that was with don't live that far away from it, so they could go back at any time. Simon, Ada. So I'm just dropping a minute, but I'd rather we all went back.
Yeah,
engage it that way.
Yeah, of course. It's like you want your eyes to see it as well.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what I mean. This is the sort of stuff that we find. This was in April, May, I think. So that's probably the best footage that we've got. There's loads of other stuff that went on around there. Like that night, like up in the cemetery, and there's a woman, Michelle Gray. She was doing the show because Nicole's internet had gone, or the old electric had gone down in New York. And Michelle was remote viewing, and she was telling us what the cemetery looked like before we'd even got there, and what was on the headstones, and who was buried there. These dates that this John, who was like the vicar or whatever, there was how many kids he had and how old they were when they died. There's tons of different stuff. She's like 5,000 miles away, 4,500, 5,000 miles away. How would she have known? I've never been there before.
Oh, that's strange. That's like,
that's what I mean. There's so much more to it. There's so much more to it than what you actually see.
Yeah.
And that's what keeps me interested. Like, we know nothing about our own planet, really. Let's say, like, we've just scratched the surface, and I don't think we'll find out half as much in our lifetimes.
Oh God, no!
But that's what is.
I don't even think we scratched the surface.
No. Well, I said we scratched the surface, but barely. But that's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah, and that's the sad reality of when there are people faking it with AI and that, because it's like the more they do that, the less chance you have of discovering this sort of stuff.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because the more people fake it and that, and then you find out it's fake, it puts a dampener on like a future hunt or whatever.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I feel like now after filming with Monster Squad, nothing's going to dampen it now.
Nah.
No.
We've witnessed too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, it's like these people that are faking it. It's like, yeah, they ruin it for us. But also, I find that, like the guy that was on the other day, that Brian Kano, he was saying, if it's too blurry, or it's really crap and pixelated, it's fake. If it's too clear, it's fake.
Oh, yeah.
But
it don't matter what you do, people will always say it's fake.
Yeah.
But this is the best bit. It's like these people that are saying it's fake and because of this and this. Who made them experts into what's fake and what's real?
Exactly.
Same again. Was you there?
Yeah.
If you were there, then yeah, you can comment. If you weren't there, then shut your face because you've not. And I don't tell people about the encounters that I've had for them to believe me. I say it because for other people that are worried about talking about it, so give them some energy so that it's like they can come forward and talk about what they've encountered. There's one guy I've encountered as a pterodactyl in Milton Keynes, and this guy, just through watching the YouTube channel, he contacted me. He'd not spoke to anyone about it other than his missus, because his missus was with him, and plus other stuff that had gone on for over 30 years because he was scared of being ridiculed and having the piss taken out of him and all that.
Yeah, which is such a shame.
He just wanted to speak to someone, so we swapped numbers. I rang him and we had a chat for about 2.5, 3 hours, and not heard from him again since. But he said, he goes, I just want to get it out and just get it off my chest. And he goes, I just feel so much better for doing it.
Yeah, 100%.
And that was it. And that was all he needed to do, was talk to someone about it that had a similar encounter. I knew the area where it had all gone on.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
I get that 100% because I'm in the construction trade.
Yeah.
And if I went on site and started talking about I'll in my spare time I'll talk about Bigfoot and stuff. Like, people just look at it and go, just, what do you want about? Like,
get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Just go home.
Like, you're fucking mental. I'm not talking to you anymore because that's the way they are. You know what I mean? Like, it's like with the paranormal and that, it's just became such a taboo. Even though a lot of people are interested, at the same time, it's like one or the other. You're either interested in it or it's such a taboo subject.
Yeah.
And like, no one will give you the time of day for it. So I get that 100% because I don't really talk about it like in my general day-to-day life, which is sad because that's all I want to talk about. But like,
see, I used to, but then it's like when I go out, I want to switch off from it, so I don't talk about it. And it's usually the missus will say, "Oh, do you know what Andy does?" I'm like, "Don't tell him about the podcast."
Tell
him about what I do as a job, or do you know what I mean? Like normal real life sort of thing. Don't.
Yeah, because you treat it like a break. Because
you just want to go out sometimes and be yourself. I think.
Yeah. Because on the flip
side,
when I got really into like cryptozoology and that, and I was like researching into it, going down rabbit holes. It got to a point. It was making me like my mental health suffer because it was just boggling my mind, and it was just like draining every bit of energy out of me. So I've had to learn to do it, like, have a balance.
Yeah,
because
I see a lot of people have said that to me, but I find if you focus your energy on something specific to do with the paranormal, that helps. Or that helped with me. So I did like video editing, or like just doing the content creating, not this, but all the like behind the scenes stuff, like in collecting all this different stuff that you can see around me.
Yeah,
I just put it into that to like give me the balance.
Yeah. But I think because I got just so much into it, was like more like into the research. I was going on forums. I was like looking through Reddit, and everything.
Yeah.
Just kept trying to find different sightings, different theories and stuff. And it was like my mind was fighting itself on different theories and stuff. Like especially with Bigfoot, that's like one of my main subjects. What I personally like research.
Yeah.
And that was like with all the different theories of how its existence and all this bollocks. And it was hammering me. It was like I was becoming deaf to everything else, if you know what I mean, like the weight of it.
Yeah.
So I had to really not like come out of it, but to like find the balance, or otherwise I'd have been in a pit of despair.
Yeah.
Putting it nicely.
Yeah, well, I got to the point as well where I just stopped listening to podcasts. Because I was doing this, and then all day, because I drive for a living, listening to like all the different paranormal podcasts. It's like I need to do something else. I can't just become this nerd of the paranormal.
Yeah. No, I get that. I get that 100%. Because as well, like you listen to one podcast. Well, what I've found when I've done research, you hear a sighting, and then when you then listen to a podcast and they tell you the exact same thing, you become bored of it, and then that takes away the interest.
Yeah.
But this was one of the other things with doing the podcast. I was like straight away, I was like, I'm not going to be talking about. I know we spoke about it, but we've not gone into the detail of the Loch Ness, the Jersey Devil, the Winchester House, all the infamous ones, that everyone talks about. Because you've only got the only information you've got is what you pull off the internet, unless you know anyone who's there or there's any updates. And most of it, other than like Mothman and obviously Bigfoot and Dogman and all that kind of stuff, and the Loch Ness Monster, unless there's any recent updates, you're just telling the same story. You're just reading from the same screen as what everyone else is been saying.
Yeah.
And you're just repeating everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. And as well, like, especially like I'd say like the last year or last 2 years, especially with TikTok, like it just seems like everything is a skinwalker. It don't matter what it is.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, because we got a good friend of ours called Austin. He's from Las Vegas. He has a podcast now. And there was one video which I thought was really good. And we was talking about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I better tell you, like we found out that was faked." And it's like, for fuck's sake, like I'm trying to be a researcher and a hunter, and I'm getting bamboozled by these twats on the internet. And then it makes you not believe, even though you want to believe, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Do you find you've been? I think I asked you the other day, Eddie, but Josh, have you become more of a skeptic now through doing this than you was before when you first started?
Yes, to an extent. I feel like I'm a lot more open-minded.
I was going to say, Josh, when we first started this, you didn't believe any cryptid.
No, that is true. That is true. To be honest, mate, before we even started the podcast, I didn't even know cryptid was a word.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know what I mean? So I didn't have a clue about any of that sort of stuff.
So I feel
and
like
I'm starting to open up to it a lot more. But then at the same
Yeah.
time, I feel like the logical side of it also battles that.
Yeah.
So, for argument's sake, Ed could be talking about, just for a prime example, a Wendigo.
Yeah.
And lay out all these things about it, and I'd be like, oh, maybe it is true. But then something in my mind will go, well, no, because this could have happened because of that, and that could have happened because of this. It's just that. So I'd say I'm becoming a bit more skeptical, but I'm also, this is going to sound really contradictory, but I'm becoming so much of a skeptical, but I'm also a lot more open-minded about stuff.
Yeah. But I've noticed this from day one of like proper getting into the paranormal, that everything contradicts itself continuously. You could say one thing, you could say something in a sentence, you could contradict yourself 3 or 4 times, but at the same time, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And people get it.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because we don't know what it is.
Yeah,
and it does my head in with these people that call themselves experts, especially how can you be an expert in something we know nothing about?
Exactly.
Yeah,
or it hasn't been proven to exist.
Yeah.
How
can you be, unless you've got a fucking shed full of these things that don't exist, and you know, you know every single little detail about them, then you're not an expert. I don't think anyone has, because I'm sure they've been found out by now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah. And you know what? We are at the 2-hour mark.
Yeah, we've done it. I'm gutted, to be honest.
Yeah.
I know. I could carry on all night, but the missus is going to be home soon, and I want to be in bed before she gets back. I just want to be asleep, not in a bad way, because they've gone out. They're all at a birthday party, and there's a running joke because Tommy that used to co-host with us, he could never come on because he was always at a birthday party.
Right.
Sound like proving a point by not going to any of these birthday parties. But it's like they do them on a Friday night. And it's like any other night of the week, even if it's a Wednesday, I'd like cancel it. But if it's a Friday, I'm not cancelling a Friday.
No.
Not a chance.
No.
So do it on a Saturday or a Sunday. I just don't do it. I don't have to go out at all then. So, but no, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you for having us.
No, it's been great. So I'm going to put the link up for your channel and Facebook. So there they are.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Josh sent them to me. Was it yesterday or today? Or whenever. It doesn't matter when.
One or the other.
You went, oh, yeah. Anyway, we've got them. They're here now. So if you want to screenshot it, you can do. Then just copy and paste or type it in, whichever. I don't know. Whatever works. But yeah, you're on there. And it's Myths. Is it Myths and Mysteries?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it. So I have invited a few people to the group that I think will appreciate it on the Facebook group.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because I just saw there was like 11 people like wanted to get approved. I thought, bloody hell, we made it. We've done it, boys.
Yeah. No, it's when I was getting ready for this. Right, I'll do it now while I remember. So.
Thank you.
Yeah.
No, but thank you for coming on. And we'll definitely, honestly, I need to go to the Black Shuck Church.
Yeah.
Over near Dis or wherever it is, over that way.
Yeah.
And we need to do the Shug Monkey over near West Ratton. Is it Ratton? WRA or Rattin?
I think Ratton.
I'd say Ratton, but I think if they're a bit posh around there, it's Ratting.
Awesome. Yeah.
It's Cambridge. Anyway, it's around that area. True. Yeah, but definitely up for doing that.
Yeah.
We'll keep in touch anyway, because we're going to do Cannock and everything else, and
Scotland
and everything next year, so it's all good.
Yeah, lovely.
So thank you guys so much for coming on. You definitely have to come back on again.
Yeah, we'd love to.
100%.
Love to. No, we'll have to get you on ours as well.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. Just give us a shout.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
no worries.
Right, so thank you. I'm going to end it now. I'm just going to see who's on. So on Monday, we've got Mark Ollie coming on talking about faking the moon landing. And then on Wednesday the 27th, we've got Mark Anderson, who works with Chris Meek of Scottish Paranormal Podcast. And he's not been doing it that long, so he's taken it because he's like... can't remember exactly, but support worker. So people so if they're going through mental health issues, it kind of helps if they've got this, because a lot of people are diagnosed with PTSD when they've had encounters and all that kind of stuff. So he kind of does all that. And then on Friday we've got Adam Butler. He sent me his book. It is called. So this is a good one, and I definitely need to do this. I don't care what anyone says, and this is why I can't go on any networks or syndicates. The MT Field Guide, it actually shows you how to make it.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So that's his book. So I'm going to read that next week before Friday, and that's what we're going to talk about on Friday's show. So,
nice one.
Yeah, so it should be good. It should be good. It will be good.
Yeah, no doubt. No.
Yeah, and then we've got I'm just having a quick look. So Mark Ollie, Mark Anderson, Adam Butler. Then the following week, Wednesdays, Daryl's going to be back on where we do eerie encounters.
Mm-hmm.
Then on Friday, the 6th of December, we've got the Shaman and the Showman coming on. So one's like a witch doctor, the other one's a bit of a magician type person, but they kind of work together and they've created this thing that they do. That's all I know. Right. Then we've got Ian Gossett coming on. He's talking about some of his theories and encounters. He's one of Darren's friends. He's over in Atlanta, Georgia. So he's going to be on Monday, the 9th of December. That's the last Monday. And then on Friday, the 13th December, we've got a guy called Nick Trappini. He's an Australian comedian, but he also is into the paranormal. I've just started following him on TikTok. I think he's got like 13,000 followers or something. But he's so cool. Just type his name in on TikTok. So it's Nick Trappini. Trap, then A&I. And yeah, he's so funny and just great. And then Wednesday the 18th, we've got Reverend Wild Bill. He's coming back on. And then Friday the 20th is our Christmas special. So don't miss that one because we're going to be drinking and we're going to do it like Drunken Histories. We're going to read stories whilst drinking, but we're going to have trigger words where we got to take a shot or a drink.
Right. Brilliant.
Yeah, no, definitely.
We did one helium. We did helium last year. I had a headache for about 2 weeks. It was so bad. But yeah, no. Thank you both so much for coming on. It's a shame Nicole couldn't get on. I hope her daughter's all right. She'll be back on Wednesday anyway. So have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Oh, and tomorrow at 1 o'clock, well, I remember, I'm doing a recording for a podcast called Spooky Japan. So it's a Japanese podcast. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah,
because it's like countries like that, you don't really hear of any paranormal stuff going on whatsoever.
I think with Japan, I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. Like, there's a lot of, especially like folklore.
Yeah, there's a lot of folklore in that. There's nothing in the news of like UFOs or spirits or well-known cryptids or anything like that.
No, but again, I think they treat it like a really taboo subject. It's a very weird one. I think.
Yeah.
I'll find out tomorrow when I start speaking to him.
Yeah.
So once I get the link to that, I'll put it up on the YouTube channel and what have you. So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so, and also if you want, when you share stuff, feel free to share it on our Facebook page.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it. Same goes. Yeah, same goes.
Oh, thank you.
Right. So that's it. Thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you, Og and Blue Shift, Darren, for your questions. Have a wonderful weekend. This is going out on podcast, so thank you to everyone who's downloading it on Apple and Spotify and is it iHeartRadio and all that? I don't know because I use Podbean, so I just upload it on that. And
so do we.
Right. Yeah. So it just goes out on everything. So so thank you everyone in the podcast world. So that's it. If you want to support the channel, you can do. You can become a member of YouTube. You can be membership on Patreon. You can do it via PayPal, which a couple of people do. So I really appreciate that. It helps with the cost of running the channel. So it's all good. So that is it. Have you guys got anything to add before I end the stream?
Just thank you for having us on.
Yeah, thank you for having us on. Thank you everyone who's been watching. If you're subscribe to Andy, fucking subscribe. He's a good old boy. And I can't wait to go on future hunts with you.
Yes, it's gonna. And you're not a million miles away from me either, so that's even better.
No,
you're literally down the road. Yeah. Right. So on that note, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on Monday with Mark Ollie, and we'll talk about why the moon isn't real. So till then, take care. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
And we're done.